To his office and
You're talking
everything.
about the one
Ben Creek, whatever.
Creekmore. You've heard that name before, hadn't you, Astra?
Do that. Yeah.
He's never once called neither one of us back. Never. I've been to his office like 6 times. He's never in his office.
This is Creekmore, the district attorney.
Up here in Albany. Yeah. And he said, but see his little buddy, his little whatever in there. He said, "Oh, you talking about so and so? Oh, that's my preacher's grandson. That was one of the boys that was with Hunter."
Astra, I've got a peak at 201.6.
Oh, lucky you. No, Creekmore was not one of the Union County sheriffs.
What about Union County?
Was Creekmore one of the Union County sheriff's attorneys?
No, that was the guy that you went down the street from the county attorney. He sent you down to the other place. Remember?
Yeah.
That's who she's talking about.
Okay.
Well, he had like he was going to help, and he believed,
But you've never talked to him.
Creekmore, yeah, we had a meeting with him the first day and I told him all this that we knew, and
right.
it don't sound right, but his little work buddy, whoever, I don't even know his name, but anyway, he was a little young guy, and my niece was telling him about the boys that was with Hunter. One of them was a preacher's grandson, and one's
what preacher? What church?
I don't know. But once he said that,
he was saying he
acted like he was gonna help me.
Okay.
Until
his assistant.
Yeah, said that was his preacher's grandson.
Okay, so he became a good old boy instantly. And now, have you talked to the district attorney since then?
Not once. He has not called us back.
Have you tried to call him?
Yes, I've been to his office. And everything.
Do what? Huh?
They need the records of the investigation. As a family member, she has the right to request that. Like, for example, I couldn't do it because
I'm the only one that's even talked to him about anything. Me and my mother and my sister, we're the only ones.
Right, yeah. That you know of.
I mean, that can do anything.
Exactly.
Should be able to do anything.
Exactly.
She wasn't married to that boy.
Now, Terry, do you believe that she should be easily be able to get copies of what they have without it being an ordeal?
Yeah, to the best of, again, I'm not an attorney or anything, but to the best of my knowledge, unless they've got an arrest pending or something like that, she, as a family member, she has a right to see those cases, that documentation. A lot of times what they'll try to say is, well, the case is still open, so we can't give it to you, but let them say that, don't let them just keep evading the questions and, not, again, family member, she has a right.
I was told by a lawyer that I only got to the first of the year to do anything.
What?
I know.
You've only got to the first of the year.
To do anything, to make it papers out on the boyfriend or whatever for wrongful death, or nothing will be done. But
who told you that?
Some lawyer named Jim.
Jim Wade told you that.
No, Jim.
They're all Jims.
That's what my boyfriend said that day. He said, because I posted, I didn't even know what you had put on YouTube.
I put on YouTube, I said, every damn body in the mix is Jim.
As soon as I seen you put that, I posted on my Facebook. You could have said that they were sweethearts. Right. I had no clue what you was even saying.
Right.
Okay, but it said something where you put about Jessica being missing. And you messaged that to me yesterday, but when I just seen it today, I automatically shared it on my Facebook, in which all my people seen it, and I had no idea what you were saying.
I'm getting a lot of hits, sir.
Okay, I put that about my daughter being missing.
Yeah.
Over 108,000.
Now, y'all listen to this.
People seen this.
Now, these people that are seeing it, those numbers.
108,000 people.
Wow.
I'm talking about within just 3 days.
These perverted creeps celebrating and basking in an accomplishment, is what it sounds like to me with those kind of numbers. What say you, Terry?
We would hate to think that, but
and I just put something on the other day, and it just went.
Wait a minute. Do what, Terry?
The people that are involved in human trafficking, if that's what this is, they're merciless. I mean, they are in it for the money. They're making a lot of money. They don't want anybody to interfere with that whole system. They want to keep all that running smoothly. If that's what we're talking about here.
Is it fair to say that this human trafficking deal is something that is unknown or unconnected to law enforcement? Or is that just being naive?
I strongly believe it's connected to law enforcement.
Yeah. Because they have access to it. Those ones would have access to all the people and stuff like that. They know where all the girls are being trafficked. I mean, I hate to say that,
listen.
But, that is definitely a possibility.
Jimmy Edwards' son.
Hold a minute.
I don't know, but I think Jessica might still be alive.
Okay.
Yeah. If definitely, especially if, I hate to say it like that, but if trafficking is involved, there is a good chance that she is.
Well, this one girl said that's what they done.
But she could still be alive, but she is being held captive somewhere.
Well, yeah.
They're keeping her on dope and away from phones.
They'd have to be. They probably, if that's the case, they got her so fucked up she don't even know who she is.
Well,
to be able to call anybody.
They're not giving her access to a phone, is what it is. I don't know much about the trafficking element of the deal, but I would think that
was the case. I hate to say that, but I wish she would walk.
But oh, wait a minute, huh?
Here's the thing.
Listen.
She is absolutely gorgeous looking young lady.
Yeah.
She's stunning. Not many people look like that. She's petite.
So she is
very beautiful.
She's very beautiful. So she would be a prize for a sex trafficking. Yeah. And so what do? They get them from one area and then take them to across the country. She could be in California or something.
Well, this girl said,
they do.
Yeah.
And like I said, and this is not me saying this off the top of my head, the decent people, the people who do want to see this stuff, the guys that do this, they manipulate people, and we would say to ourselves, nobody could ever make me do something like that, right?
No.
But they do because they know how to psychologically manipulate
yes.
people and how they do the kind of weakness, like say,
I
for
believe
example,
you. I believe that. I know that.
And they're getting support by being able to know what they're texting, their telephone calls, surveillance.
Yep, too. Yeah, it's all psychological. It's all, I'm making this up. I can't even really, because my mind does not work that way, but, somebody's upset about they lost their best friend. And now, here comes somebody, and all of a sudden they're their best friend. So they know how to fill that space that they're
exactly. I've had it happen to me here several times by perpetrators that ended up in more than one time trying to kill me. That's a fact.
Yep. They know what that person they're predators. They know what that makes that person tick. They know what's important to them.
Yeah.
And they can ascertain that just from reading your Facebook posts and what you talk about.
So this is not. So you're describing the characteristics of someone that of intelligence. Now that doesn't describe the guy that she was with, does it? Is this guy real book smart? Is he?
No.
So this sounds more. That's a lot of intelligence there.
Yeah, it's like an emotional intelligence. It's their ability to read somebody, and like I say, they know.
got on
how
her
to connect with that
messenger
person.
or
No,
try
he's
to-
not gonna. The
And
boyfriend is not gonna stay in the mix because he knows
Yeah, but
that
he's never
he's
once
hot.
messaged her on her Facebooks or nothing and said, "Hey, where you at? Are you okay?" or anything. Nothing.
No, of course not.
Never.
What about prior to the boat trip? Of course, they wouldn't be messaging each other if she was with him.
But she was messaging wanting to know where he was at
Uh-huh.
the day up before.
The day before.
All day, yeah.
All day.
They was into it. She said she was packing her shit and she was fixing to leave.
So
Yeah.
they could possibly have an argument.
Oh, yeah.
When,
If he did come, I mean, yeah, I believe, yeah.
But well, he did come because he said they was in the boat together.
Exactly.
So.
And my son went to the house the next day. And Jessica, she folds her clothes up a certain way. She washes clothes a certain way. We know how she puts stuff. I mean, she's a very neat person.
Right.
There was shit strung everywhere, Bradley said. Shit strung everywhere.
Yeah. That's,
and that ain't like, but see, the boyfriend, after the son come and got him out of the woods, after he done waited 10 hours to call somebody, she was supposed to went missing at 10 a.m. The boyfriend's daughter's husband reported her missing at 10 p.m. because I'm throwing a fit over the fucking phone telling him I'm fixing to come down there. This phone's fixing to be paid.
You knew something.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock at night.
Have you ever had an instance before that you've had to look for her like this?
No.
What gassed you up so much that day?
Because I knew something
You
was
felt
wrong.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
I knew it before.
Wait.
My eyes hadn't even opened. My feet hadn't hit the floor.
All right, Astra, what?
I knew something.
About neatness and stuff all over the place, it means.
I know when my
Wait,
kids are sick.
wait.
I know when something's wrong with my kids.
Myself in a hurry to go someplace. You know, whatever quick items were picked, and somebody bought it out of the house in an absolute hurry.
So that stuff being strewn everywhere, Dr. Stanwyck is saying that it indicates that somebody was in a damn hurry, grabbing shit and trying to get the hell out of there.
I reckon.
So, why would her stuff be thrown around if it was no things fit to take along?
Or he was trying to get her stuff. I don't know. I don't know what.
Why was her cell phone left?
2 of them
Well,
in the boat. Now this one was in her car, but she's got a bunch of phones.
Yeah,
You know,
they because the phones can be tracked and all
but
that.
see how that's all cracked up. She wouldn't. You know what I mean? It was in her car, but I got into her accounts because she's signed in on.
Yeah, and
this
she
phone.
look, and Kathy just made the comment a while ago that she had a splitting headache. Astra, is that indicative to microwave?
Yes, I get it.
Okay, so in my head, starting to hurt a little bit too. And so
Well, what I'm trying to say is that
the point is, right now, Jessica, Kathy, is you see this meter going off here. This is showing us that we are being purposely hit with a direct energy weapon. Now, is this access to direct energy weapons, Terry? Is this something that police and military have access to, or would the human traffickers have direct energy weapons as well?
Correct.
Which is it?
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah, it could be. You know, I think I told you this, Richard. I talked to Robert Duncan, who did the book about, and he specifically, he doesn't necessarily get into the physical gang stalking, and we all know that's part of it, but he solely looks into the energy weapons part of it. And he would probably say it would have to come from law enforcement. I don't want to speak for him. But
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to say I had we've peaked at 216.
Yeah.
What is that VW there, Astra?
hold on. So for radio frequencies, millivolts per square meter.
All right. Well,
So
this is.
what I was trying to say, if somebody rummaged through her stuff, she was collected to go someplace, and she probably wasn't rummaging for herself.
Somebody else was doing it, looking for stuff and slinging it around in a hurry. I got you.
No, hold on.
Okay.
She might have been packed to kidnap.
She might have been. Somebody was packing up. Yeah.
Fun stuff for her to be kidnapped.
Right.
To be taken someplace.
Why would they stage it and make it look like with her boots cut off and all that, and on the bank, and make it look like that? Is that a distraction? Have everybody in the woods looking and not looking somewhere else?
Yeah.
Correct.
That's exactly what I think.
She's buried someplace, so people would give up looking, say, do intentional search, which she's not.
Right.
Okay.
I believe they fed her to the hogs.
Now, I'm going with what they're saying, Kathy. I'm going with what they're saying, and what they're saying is there's a lot of things at work here.
Yeah.
That there is a high probability that she is not dead. Okay. Now this is look. It looks to me like that. It sounds to me like when you started getting all these hits and all these people, that is organized confusion. You had shit coming from everywhere. All these people telling you stuff. All this stuff coming in here, and so and law enforcement is telling you, fuck, FBI, goddamn, all this stuff. And law enforcement's talking to you shitty, and I don't know how you've held up. I don't know how you've held up through this.
They wouldn't even go out there. The Bobby Floyd girl said she called the sheriff's department over and over for them to come out and investigate her house because they know she heard Jessica and them was out at her house. Billy Jack. She heard Billy Jack tell Jerry, "Man, you didn't have to kill her because Jerry shot Jessica up." And there was blood and all kind of shit out there.
Shot her up with a gun or shoot drugs with a needle? Okay.
With drugs. Because I didn't know she used needles.
Well, look,
and I knew she did drugs, but I didn't know she used needles.
They've got this.
They would not go out there and investigate that girl's house until I went out there.
This is one of their standards. Listen to me. This is one of their go-to standards. What you just said. Y'all listen close.
Yeah.
And Astra, and I think Terry, you're aware of this too.
Right.
When they sent two perpetrators in here, and I was drugged, they put something in my vape. I've still got all this hard evidence here. It was only about a month or so later. It was meant for me to die. He specifically said the sheriff was not happy about the lawsuit, etc. Astra was watching them outside and them talking about, we've done it this time, and she was desperately trying to call me. I was catatonic. Now, I thank God I made it. But a month and a half later, I found a whole bag of syringes upstairs in my bedroom. They'd been opened. One of them apparently had been used and marked. I have all that stuff. Now, had I died like they'd planned, it would have looked like I was a junkie, an overdose. That was, but it fell through because all the stuff would have been present. That would have been the story.
Correct. And they would have had the so-called proof.
The proof. Now, I know perpetrators that get on, and I've heard them, and recently get on a tear. What's you doing?
I'm putting my book
get on a tear and talking about junkies, and the individuals that were saying it were on dope, and I'm perplexed. I said, you got to know that I know that you're high, you had made no secret about it. Why? And I've known this particular individual for several years. Why all of a sudden are you on this junkie kick, talking about somebody shooting dope with needles and stuff like that?
When you're a junkie yourself.
So apparently, well, he doesn't use a needle,
Well,
and so they have. So that's the bar. When they get them on the needle, then they're open season. They can control that person,
Yeah,
and they're not humans anymore. And you're gonna waste your damn time because the FBI is not gonna screw with it. If you use drugs intravenously, that means you deserve to be trafficked or murdered. We don't care.
I think the line the FBI is not going to investigate it is just a smokescreen. It's just to try to convince you, don't bother doing this. Don't even try it. You know, it could be that too.
It could be that too. It sounds to me like that the sheriff is
well, you know the sheriff's kid, he adopted that kid, right?
I don't know anything about the sheriff's kid.
Well, about 10 or 11.
All right, there's this.
No, it's probably about, Kobe's 15. Probably about 13 or 14 years ago, these people had their kids in dog kennels in their houses, and they was sleeping in feces and shit like that. These kids were now.
Yeah.
Okay. One of the kids got hurt, and they said that they finally took it to the hospital in New Albany. The parents did or whatever. But these was all foster kids or something like that. Okay. They said that the little boy fell out of a cart at Walmart in Memphis. Got hurt, and he wasn't acting right, so they got back home and took him to the hospital.
So the sheriff ended up adopting his kid.
Adopted one of them kids, and he was on Unsolved Mysteries and all that shit. And
why? Is the kid missing or something now?
No, because the parents went missing.
The parents went missing.
Okay. I mean, they got...
The reason I'm on this is what y'all don't know is in Chickasaw County, in Oklahoma, I'm aware of not one but two different deputies that were adopting children. And he kept talking about it, and I'm like, it just didn't feel right. It never made sense. It still doesn't make sense. And now I'm hearing it again about law enforcement adopting children. What the fuck is going on here?
This is a fact. You can look up on YouTube.
But look, so they get to pick them a kid. We don't know if they're living in kennels or not. That's the story.
No,
I mean, I don't know.
Pictures of it.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there. I don't know if the pictures were from that place or not. We don't know.
Exactly.
If they're lying, criminals.
Yeah.
I could. Terry is a professional Photoshopper. You could work that up some way or another, couldn't you? Pretty quick.
Oh, sure. I mean,
she'd have me in a dog pen with feces.
I mean, exactly. I mean, that's like they told me, and even the son kept saying, well, the evidence they got shows exactly what said happened about Jessica. I said, I can make evidence show too.
What happened? What does the evidence show that happened to her?
That she got out the boat and then
that's true. So they're trying to keep that narrative.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, it showed that she was out there with the boots, you know, and I said I can make evidence show like I want it to show too if I need some evidence to show. If I wanted to prop up.
Let me ask you this: so she goes missing, and based on what they find, the boots cut off. That only suggests one thing: foul play. Now,
no foul play.
No, it suggests that could be, and it sounded more and more like a diversion. That theory sounds better to me, but you're thinking the worst possible scenario, and from the time she went missing to Jimmy Edwards, you asked him, what are y'all doing? What have you done? Are you going to get the FBI involved? Repeat that one more time for me.
This was over the phone, like after they searched for
right.
And this was on the 3rd. They searched the 2nd and the 3rd, but this was not even a week later. Not even a week later.
Quote him verbatim what he said to you on the phone.
I asked him. I said he was telling me that they didn't find nothing in the search out there, but they was gonna go search, on down the river with some cadaver dogs or whatever. And I said, well, is the FBI involved? He said, no, the goddamn FBI ain't involved. You can fucking call them if you want to, but they ain't gonna touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Okay, now.
You know what I'm like?
Hold a minute. This is the sheriff of elected. It says a lot about him. It says a lot about the people that went and pulled the lever for him. It says a lot about that district attorney that prosecutes cases for him. Yeah. It says a lot about the judges that hear and try these people. Most of them take a plea bargain. Many of them are innocent. This is who we're talking about. Am I correct?
Yes.
The right answer is yes, ma'am. We've enlisted all the help we possibly can, even if it's not true. But no, he's got to add insult to injury.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
does not make any sense.
He said no.
That does not. That's not indicative.
He said, no, they ain't fucking involved, but you can goddamn call them if you want to. But I can tell you right now, they ain't going to touch it with the 10-foot pole.
Well, guess what?
Words.
And he may be right. I want to know why they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole. The only right reason that would make sense is either he's talking out of his ass, which he normally is, or he already knows they ain't going to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Because why? Because it's sanctioned. It's green lighted, and by God, don't screw with their kitty. Don't screw with their money. That's what it sounds like to me. Whatever it is, the fact, huh?
It sounds to me like Jim Edwards knows exactly what the daughter is. And
he probably does.
I made this comment on a video that the sheriff, the EMA director, Chris Chappell, and Creekmore too.
Brian Carpenter.
All of them. The only thing that would be acceptable in this is for them to voluntarily and independently submit to a polygraph exam and be questioned about the real facts of this case. I'm telling you, they won't submit to it. It's inadmissible in court. They'll tell you all that shit. But they didn't hesitate, supposedly, to give the boyfriend a polygraph.
At
and
first
said,
I asked them, they all need to have a polygraph test.
And they didn't tell you if he passed or failed, did he?
No, but this was at the beginning. They said that they couldn't give him a polygraph test because they didn't have the equipment. That was for the MBI, but the MBI is not involved because he wouldn't let the MBI get involved.
That's bullshit. I've been giving more. Listen,
boyfriend would not let MBI to get involved.
I went to the MBI.
MBI is right, Troop F, right here in New Albany. That's Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics.
And he is the one that was the main one over the MBI.
Yeah.
He retired.
Yeah.
He resigned.
Yeah.
Right after this happened.
Yeah.
Okay. I went there on the 6th day of January.
In New Albany.
Yes.
Troop F.
And I talked to them people, and they said that they was going to get somebody in there to help. That he was going to call me. Okay.
Did he ever call you?
Yes, he called me when I went out to this girl's house, Barbie Floyd. So I could not answer I didn't have no service out there.
So you didn't talk to him?
I did not talk to him because I couldn't even
did
make
he
a
leave a message?
Yes.
What did he say?
He told me who he was and that he tried to call me and he would try to call me back, but he's got like 9 counties or something like that.
Yeah, he got a lot on his plate, and he's really busy, and sorry we missed you, and I've cleared myself, and I've called you, and you're shit out of luck.
And he did call me, and they told me to answer my phone call. But
imagine him calling you in a place where you didn't have cell service. Of course, they wouldn't have that knowledge if you had cell service or not.
As soon as I left there, I went out to Barbie Floyd's house. Okay, a girl that was with me, she had T-Mobile. I've got AT&T, and another girl that was with me had Metro
Right.
South. She's the only one that could even make a 911 call.
Yeah.
Because I was going out there to call 911,
Yeah.
so somebody would have to come out there and investigate because this girl had done been trying to call. We didn't even get out the vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I called 911
they
off
knew
of the
all that.
Metro South phone. It's the
Yeah.
only one. I couldn't even call 911.
Yeah.
She couldn't. The T-Mobile phone couldn't even call
Yeah.
911. And
Yeah.
this was out at Myrtle, out
Yeah.
at Barbie Floyd's house.
Yeah.
Okay, I called off the Metro South phone, and I told them who I was and what I needed them
Yeah.
to come out there to do.
Did they
And
call who? You called?
I called 911.
All right, all right. And so that's in Union County.
Yes,
Did they come out?
Yeah. After they asked me, was I allowed to be out there on that land? If not, they was going to send somebody out there to arrest me for trespassing. I said, well, send somebody out
What
here
land?
then.
Out there where your daughter was missing, or
Where-
supposedly.
Where she supposedly got killed.
So they're going to come out there and cop an attitude about trespassing.
They told me this over
Yeah.
911, and 911 calls are recorded.
Oh, they told you on 911.
On a 911 call
So
on the 6th day of January.
So you call 911 Union County to tell them you need to come out here and talk to this woman that's got information about my daughter.
Yeah.
And they,
I believe her blood and stuff on the reports because they.
etc. And their retort was, "Where
Yeah.
are you exactly? Stay on the phone." All these things are natural, are protocol. Their retort was, "We could lock your ass up for trespassing.
Are you allowed to be on this land?
Are you allowed to be on this land?
Yeah, if
How about
not,
that?
we're going to have you arrested for trespassing. I said, well, send
Come
somebody.
lock my fucking ass
Exactly.
up."
That's what I told him. I said, send somebody on out here. Well, I don't know. I said, are you going to send somebody out here or not? Because the people at
This
the
is
NBI,
the EMA, Emergency Management.
people at the NBI told me if didn't nobody come out there to come back up there and talk to them.
All right, so you shit.
Because I didn't
playing.
go. I didn't go to the sheriff's office
So-
because I'd have been sitting there all day.
We're 9 months into this.
Yes.
Have you talked to anybody from Mississippi Bureau of Investigation?
Nope.
You
Not
did
since
say
then.
you talked to somebody from Lynn Fitch's office.
My mama did.
Your mama did.
Yeah. My mama did. Cause
What?
she
Why did he talk to your mama instead of you?
because my mama's the one that kept calling.
So they pacified her. But what? Hold it. I don't
His
understand.
name, I don't even. I can't-
Does your mama have information about Jessica like you do? Was she in the loop on any of this?
I told her everything I know.
But other than that,
She just would call more than I would because
So,
I stay asleep a lot.
so whoever calls the most gets talked to. What did they tell your mother?
They told her that there is an open, active investigation. But
So
there
they
was
told her
nothing-
all the thing to make it sound good, like they
there
doing
was
something.
but they could not tell her anything to tell me to let me know anything. But nobody has ever called me. Nobody's
Okay.
ever got in touch with me. And I do not go without minutes, and I have voicemail. Leave me. I tell everybody, leave me a voicemail or text me and tell me who you are, because I'm not going to answer the phone because I've got people. I mean, just scam call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Constant.
Yeah,
And I mean.
that's
Just like when I seen you today, I was asleep yesterday, okay? I seen where you put that on there today. I got in touch with you because I thought,
I'm glad you did.
you know, just because
Listen.
I don't know what to do.
And
I mean, yes, I've tried to
Ask her,
call
wait a minute,
FBI.
ask her-
I've
oh,
tried
wait,
to call
wait a minute.
FBI myself. I've emailed the governor. I've emailed everybody.
Tate Reeves, you've emailed him.
Everybody you can think
Okay.
of.
All right, Astor, what was you going to say?
Everybody.
Well, like Terry said, there needs to be detailed timeline worked out, and also need to request to see the videos of what she got in the car.
Right.
Kathy has to see by herself.
Kathy's going to have to ask for these things, and I'm thinking she's going to get stonewalled, and they're
waiting on
going
that
to try to
year.
push her to get an attorney, and I don't see that happening.
We need to do another one. We need to work on all these details. We need to put a timeline. We
Okay.
need to put the responses from police department, everything in detail, including reporting.
Well,
All right.
I would
All right,
do
here's
that
what
if
we're
I
gonna
had
do.
a lawyer, but I ain't
Wait.
got a lawyer. I'm not just going
All
to
right,
tell
wait.
anybody
Exactly.
what I know.
All right,
Because
here's what we're going to do.
You know,
after we get through here, and we're getting ready to wrap it up. After we get through here, and y'all gain final thoughts on this. I'm gonna
I'm
leave
not
Kathy.
educated at all, but
listen,
I know that
don't-
my daughter, just because she done drugs, does not mean
Honey,
that she can just get out here and
you're-
fall off the face of the earth. Because that ain't what happened.
Listen,
And they don't give a shit.
if we're in a place, we're in the dirty South, and if you don't have the right name, or you're not from the right socioeconomic background, and any other thing that may fall in there, that you're in fact a second or third class citizen.
Oh, I know. But
That does not, but look, that's not how God sees you. That's not how we see you. And that's not how most of the world sees you. I want you to know this. Even though those people elected, including the governor, Tate Reeves, Lynn Fitch, that told me she was not interested in hearing a complaint that about anything about my civil and constitutional rights being violated, all the way down to the MBN right up here, Troop F, the commandant, whoever in the hell it was, talked to me. And you know what? He stopped me in mid-sentence and he said, "Hey, well, have you considered just moving?" I said, "That's like telling a girl to wear a longer dress. Maybe she wouldn't get raped as much." Hell no, I hadn't considered moving. Now, and then you got the sheriff, that foul mouth. Now, look, I'm not the sheriff. I'm not an elected official. I didn't take an oath. But I'll guarantee you one thing. I'm 1,000 times more law-abiding citizen than he ever thought about being. I don't care how many times they arrest me or how many lies they've told. And I'm sure not going to be, in my official capacity, talking to a mother that she don't know if her daughter is alive or dead.
That's right.
And talking to you in that tone, using that kind of language, he needs to be run the hell out of office on a rail, turn his damn badge in, along with Chris Chappell and those other clowns, do the right damn thing, resign, and let somebody else that's got a backbone and has morals take your place. That's what needs to happen. And I think that the feds need to, if they're not already doing it, and I think they are, need not only investigate these people, is to charge them and throw their asses under the penitentiary.
And that's what I want.
And that's what.
And I'm telling you, if that's what I want to do. I want to fucking sue them. I want to.
Well, let me use one step at a time. I know. Look, I know what. Look,
if I didn't have my 15-year-old autistic son at home, I'd have done it. I'd done.
Well, that's not the answer. Even though that's the answer they have.
I know it.
For people like us that don't matter. We don't matter.
Don't have to wait that long.
We don't matter. But let me tell you, to them, we don't matter.
I know.
But guess what? They don't speak for everybody. They don't speak for everybody. They're going to do everything they can to package this story up. And I already see it. We had Dateline do a thing. The newspaper wrote it. They've got their story. Now, here's the deal. Once that story's in, sweetheart, the story don't change.
The truth don't.
The truth ain't been told yet.
Exactly.
We're talking about the truth now. What's been reported on Dateline, they just give them what a certified liar with a badge has told them.
Exactly.
That's all they have.
Yeah, that's it.
And to think that a liar is telling them the truth is being shocked that you got a damn duck that's quacking.
Exactly.
That's what they do is quack. They don't bark, they don't meow, they fucking quack.
Yep.
So I'm hot, got a little too hot there. So in closing, last questions.
Well, I think we're going to raise the hell about that. We are going to change the story to
You hear
the
this?
real story. Nobody watches NSF anyhow, other than those that are trained at.
That's right.
So we are going to get the story out. We are going to change it.
We're going to change the story.
We will work on that. We'll keep it going.
I will also
To get
Terry, what?
assholes.
Okay. I will check with Michelle Barton, and she had stacks, and this lady, I mean, I don't know how many hours she spent investigating this stuff and getting records, but I'm going to check back and see.
Did she have a family member that died or come up missing? What was the story on Michelle?
Michelle, well, yes, her son, his name was Tanner. He went to a party at a friend's house. They were friends in college, and it was at the house of a veterinarian who was very prominent in the community. And he also, the veterinarian, was also addicted to a sedative that they give dogs. I don't remember what it was called.
Oh my God! So we got sex trafficking in this deal. Is what you're telling me?
Well, no. This was a guy that died mysteriously at a friend's house, and
well, they traffic guys too. Go ahead.
It struck a chord with me too, though, because it was a similar thread, a similar tiny point was that what they did when Tanner's friends saw him lying on the ground inside their home, and they left him lay there overnight, and he died, but they saw him in distress. They saw that he wasn't breathing properly, and they left him there anyway.
Nobody called anybody.
Yes, and they waited, and this is all in the court documents too. They waited till the next morning to call police, to call 911.
Yeah.
And then, the police determined that there was no foul play, that he had just fallen and he was in a position where he couldn't breathe.
Wow. No foul play. They're responsible. The ones that did call out are responsible for his death, but their handler told them to do it another way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So, that part of it, the idea that people, I don't care if it was my worst enemy. If I saw someone in distress and I knew I had to call 911, I'm just calling. I'm not even gonna. Even if they tell me not to, I'm still gonna call, because I'm not gonna let that person suffer or die when I'm there.
Yeah, Kathy, have they insinuated that you're crazy or on drugs or something like that?
Not yet.
That hadn't happened yet.
Not yet. Not that I know of.
So
but I don't give a damn what they say about me.
I know
they
that.
Kiss my ass.
But
all
the
of
reason I asked that is the fact that they talk.
Talk to me like I was a dog.
Did, but Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, tried to call you, but he could have called back. But he didn't hesitate to give you how busy he was and how much for territory, like you give a shit, because you're thinking about one thing, your daughter. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Hire somebody. I don't give a damn how many counties you got or how busy you are. Now, but they did talk to your mother. They talked to your mother in the state, the Attorney General's office. That is their department. The MBN, MBI, all that falls under the Attorney General. That's the same office, okay? They talked to your mother. Mm-hmm. They didn't talk to you. That tells me as if she's your conservator or something. We'll talk to the mother because we can't talk to you because you're unhinged or something. Do y'all agree with what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they have to discredit the messenger.
That's what is going on with her. 2, threatening. She's caught, found blood and all that. Immediately, we're on our way. We'll CSI this deal. No, threaten to lock her up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's on the 6th day of January.
Well, I've gotten the name of the individual that owns that land. Okay, and it's not. And his name is not Hunting Club, okay? And there's a lot of things to look at here. A lot of things to look at. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here, folks, because me and her are like a bag of overcooked popcorn here. Yeah. Thanks to these. I mean, I could just probably we have Jiffy Pop and pop this shit. But thanks. Shout out to Department of Homeland Security and the Sheriff's Department and the local and the FBI and all the pervert stalkers. We appreciate you for hitting us with direct energy weapons while we're trying to tell the truth. But by God, we got it out, and the shit is going to hit the fan. Kathy, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Samwick.
I'm Kathy Story on Facebook.
Kathy Story.
Story, like a storybook.
Again, my heart goes out to you.
But I
She's-
do have justice for Jessica Stacks, though.
Astra said her heart goes out to you.
And I thank you too.
And please record all the conversations with any law enforcement.
I have since then.
I'm
but,
gonna give Kathy both of y'all's contact information,
Yeah, please.
and we'll move forward. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, folks. Y'all have a good night.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. We'll talk soon.
care.
All right. Bye. All right.